Even though digital mixing boards are becoming more popular, affordable, and available every year, there's still a spot in every arsenal, whether you're a DJ or a live sound group, for a small, compact analog mixer. Today, I've got two new ones from Mackie, the ProFX6v3 and their ProFX12v3. The ProFX series has been an insanely popular line of products from Mackie. I've had one in my own DJ arsenal for years. I've used it. It's been phenomenal. And now Mackie has added a new Gig FX Plus engine to this mixer to further enhance your sound. They've added a few more features, of course, keeping that same tried and true built like a tank Mackie design. And today in this video, I'm going to open these up, show you what comes in the package, talk about all the important specs and features, give you a demo, and then let you know whether or not I think it's worth picking up for yourself. Let's get into it. What's up, everyone? My name is Jordan. This is the Phase Reviews YouTube channel. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. Before we dive into the review on this, I did want to ask, if you're not already, make sure that you subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you don't miss any videos coming out in the future. Like the video, leave a comment telling me what your favorite feature is of the ProFX6v3 and 12v3. And of course, I would love to have you around for future videos. Enough about that though, let's dive into taking a look at these two mixers. Like I mentioned in the intro, the ProFX series from Mackie has been one of the most popular mixer series on the market for years. I've had one in my arsenal. DJs, bands, live groups, event venues, bars, production companies have probably had one of these in their inventory. They are super easy to use. They have a ton of built-in features, and of course they come in at a very reasonable price. Now the ProFX v3 series adds an enhanced effects engine with a digital screen that allows you to change different parameters of the effects and really dial in the sound that you want. There are multiple recording modes. You can use this as a USB interface. And of course, they've even added Bluetooth to the mixer, which if you're a podcast or a content creator, allows you to do things like bring in phone calls to your recording and loop back your audio from your computer or from your DAW or your workstation. Let's start by cracking open the box for the ProFX6v3. Now what's inside is going to be the same between the two models. You're of course going to get your user manual right here, very detailed, has a little bit of humor in there. I love how Mackie writes their product manuals. And then in this box, you're going to get a USB cable for connecting to your computer so that you can record and live stream and all that good stuff. And then you're going to get your power cable right here. Now this is just going to be your standard wall wart, but it is a screw-in power connector. It locks it in. It's not going to get accidentally pulled out. Really excited to see that included with this mixer. But you didn't come here for accessories. Let me throw both of these on the table and we'll take a look at them. Now that I've got the boxes out of the way, let's take a look at the footprint and the construction of the two mixers. This is the ProFX6v3. Nice and compact, the smallest in the series, could easily be thrown in a backpack or gig bag and taken with you on the road. We're going to talk about all the ins and outs, but it is a metal design around the bottom here. There's kind of some plastic, actually I think little plastic bumpers right here, but pretty much everything else is metal, some rubber feet on the bottom, and then around the backside you've just got your locking power connector, your toggle power switch, and your USB connection. Now, switching over to the bigger brother, the ProFX12v3. Around the back, we've got an IEC connection, so a little more professional for the bigger mixer. Not that this one isn't, but an IEC you can replace. They're very easy to find, universal. Love to have that. Power switch and USB. Again, hefty metal. There's videos on Mackie's social media of them throwing these off of hills and hitting with baseball bats, and they just keep on trucking. Only plastic would just be a little bit of bumper on the side of the mixer, but everything else feels really solid. So now let me put the camera overhead. We'll compare the two mixers side by side, talk about the different controls that they each have, and even do a quick sound demo running into a Tascam recorder out of the mixer's main outputs. All right, guys, so now I've got the Mackie ProFX12v3 and the ProFX6v3 side by side here on the table. The ProFX6 is turned off, the ProFX12 is turned on, but the functionality on the little screen and some of the things is going to be the same, so we're going to demonstrate it on here and just highlight differences between the two. Now, I actually have a output running to a Tascam mixer over there, so we'll give you a direct output from the board through a dynamic microphone right here. I'm going to flip that over in 3, 2, 1. Check. All right, and so now you're hearing the audio through the Tascam mixer coming out of the control room outputs of the ProFX12. Now, we're going to talk about each of these. Let's start with the 6, actually. So let me kind of come around to this side. And the 6 is very compact and very straightforward. A lot less knobs and no sliders on here, but still a ton of functionality. So we've got channel 1 and channel 2 right here. These are combo XLR TRS inputs. They each have a high Z switch on there, meaning you can plug an instrument directly into them if you'd like. There's a low cut button to take out the low frequencies if you're doing a vocal mic or a guitar mic, and then you've got your gain knobs right here with a peak level set light right there. Now the EQ on this model as opposed to the 12 is just a 2-band high and low. You can cut or boost those as you'd like, and they have a 1-button compressor. Really awesome to see a compressor on a mixer this compact and affordable. Click that on. You can't adjust any settings, but you do get the ability to use a compressor. And then if you'd like to engage the effects for each of these channels, just click the effects button on the corresponding channel 1 or channel 2. If you want to use these as like stereo inputs right here, you can plug in stereo things, click this button right here, and it will automatically pan them out to the left and to the right. Otherwise, if that's unclicked, these are just going to be mono inputs. You've got your level meter right here. Once you dial in your gain, you can set the volume of each channel for channel 1 and 2. Now 3 and 4 is a combo stereo input right here, balanced or unbalanced, whichever you prefer. And 5, 6 is going to be a aux cord line in as well as Bluetooth pairing. Both of these mixers have that. You'll see it in just a moment. Channel 3, 4 down here has its own level control. You can also route channel 3 and 4 loop back from your computer via the USB. So if you want USB audio to come back from your computer, that's going to be where you do that. Channel 5, 6, which is going to be your line in, and your Bluetooth has their level control right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, combo stereo right here. That's all of the inputs for this mixer. It's got a phones output, master outputs that can be XLR or balanced, unbalanced, tip ring, sleeve, 1/4-inch jacks. You've got a set of stereo meters right here, as well as phantom power if you're going to use condenser microphones. You can mute all the channels with the break button, and then you've got your master volume right here. Now, this is the effects engine, which we're going to see up close with the ProFX12 in just a moment, but it has a screen, an encoder knob, a back button, and then a little recording section, which we'll talk about briefly. Now here we've got this blend knob, which allows you to blend the inputs from the mixer with the USB return. Okay, you can use that knob right there. You can send the mix to headphones, and then you can mute all of the effects with that button right here. So kind of a multi-featured little section. And then here you have your phone control, your phone volume, I should say, and then the level of effects that you're sending to the main mix with this knob. So that's the ProFX6v3 Plus. A lot of the features on that we're going to get more in depth on over here with the ProFX12v3 Plus. Now, you're going to see much bigger footprint here. We get a lot more control over the sound up through the EQ and the effects, as well as some monitor sends. And then down at the bottom, we have actual sliders as opposed to knobs. So I like that, but when you got the compact form factor, you got to go with the knobs. Now, starting with the top end section here, we've got our XLR TRS combo inputs on channels 1 and 2, and then 5 more XLR inputs up at the top. These ones over here also have stereo inputs for lines 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10. Now, on channels 1 and 2, these also have high Z switches, so you could direct in a guitar or a bass like I have right here. I've got the high Z switch engaged because I'm going to play a little bass through this input for you in just a moment. Now, we've got insert jacks on all of these channels here, so if you want to, on these first 4 channels right here, so if you want to insert external effects onto this mixer, you can do it in those jacks. Now, below that, all of these channels have a low cut, all right, to drop out any frequencies below 100, and below the low cut button, you have the gain knobs with their level set light. You can see that I'm just barely peaking this microphone right where I want to be, occasionally hitting that level light. This has got up to 40 dB of gain for the line level inputs and up to 60 for the microphone. In the dead center is going to be unity if you're using this with a line level source. Now, the first 4 channels have a compressor, and instead of a 1-button compressor as you see on the 6, this is a rotary knob, so you can adjust the amount of compression for the channel. You can't adjust adjust individual parameters, but you do get a little more flexibility than you do on the ProFX6. Again, that's channels 1 through 4. Now, coming down into the EQ section, you have a high, a mid, and a low, okay? And then below the EQ, which you have on all the channels, you have the monitor send. So you can adjust the monitor mix via these knobs right here. It's just going to be a single monitor output. The next knob down is your effect. So if you want to adjust the amount of effect going to an individual channel, it's going to be this right here. I've got the effects, the master effects slider up. So if I start bringing up the effect here, check, 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 we've got a little bit of hall reverb, which is what you see on the screen over here. I'm going to turn that back down as I keep talking. Then you've got your pan knobs right here, left to right across the entire thing, a mute button for each of the channels, and of course your volume fader or your channel level fader right here. Now there's a few buttons right here. LR is going to send the audio from that channel to the main outputs. We've also got a solo button right here. If I click that, you can solo the individual channel. This little light over here that says rude solo will flash so that you know that you're soloing something if you can't figure out why your audio is not going to the outputs. And then if I click it again, it will come back off, okay? Oh, there you go. Sorry, I took that down too fast. The sliders feel really nice. Lots of, it's, got some resistance, but a lot of fine tuning that you can do with those. They feel great. Now, moving over to some of these channels over here, much of this is the same right here. Again, on channel 910 right here, you can loop back audio from your computer. It says USB 3.4, so if you want to bring back some channels from your computer, you can engage that and use them on channel 910. 1112 is going to be your aux input. It's got its gain, and it also has the Bluetooth pair button. Now, I do have the Bluetooth playing on my phone right now, so if I bring this up, and this is just going to be some royalty-free audio, and it's actually that track is ending, so we'll give it a sec to jump to the next track. While we're waiting for that, here we go. So you've got your Bluetooth audio coming in. Very low latency. The audio quality is great. I mean, it's Bluetooth, so do what you will with that. But nice to have that as a backup option. Again, I mentioned this in the intro. If you have a podcast and you've got this Bluetooth to your phone, you can have a call come in, and this is two-way Bluetooth, so you can talk to the person and they can hear you on that as well. Really, really cool. Now, if we come back over, where was I going to go? Oh, yeah, to channel 2, we've got my high Z input. So if I bring that level up, I've got a little bass around my neck right now. I can hit a few notes for you. Let me put down my microphone, and you can hear the bass through the high Z input. The gain is right here at about the 1 or 2 o'clock. So there you have the high Z input. Now again, I can bring up the effects on that channel, and now my bass has the same reverb. That you heard on the vocal channel. So I'm going to take that back down, turn those effects back off. So we talked about this channel over here, which is going to be your Bluetooth. Yeah, that's great. Now, moving up to the top section, once again, we've got, professional XLR outputs as well as your 1/4 inch. You've got your monitor send and your FX send right behind the jacks that I've got plugged in. The control room outputs, which I've got hooked up to the recorder right now, and then your sub outs. So you can, send these to a subgroup and send audio to a separate area if you've got 2 different places or a separate set of amplifiers or speakers and you want to control them individually, you can do that here. You've got a foot switch, which allows you to engage and disengage the effects, and then headphones, which I've got plugged in right here. You've been seeing this wire the whole time kind of dangling across. Now, the main meters are right there. Let me kind of get that out of the way. You can see your main meters. You saw that rude solo light flashing earlier when I soloed one of the channels. We've got our EQ section, our effects section, which we're going to talk about in just a moment. But before we do that, we've got our aux master level. We've got our FX to the monitor, if you want to send the FX to the monitor, as well as a mute button on the FX master. We've got blend, again, for blending the USBs with the other inputs. You can do that with this knob right here. This is your sub volume we talked about with its own mute. We've got our headphone volume. We've got the control room volume. And then we've got a mute for the master as well as the main level slider. Okay, now, that was a lot. There's a ton to see on this mixer. Like I said, this is a crazy value. But let's come back up to the Gig FX Plus effects engine. This is what sets this apart from the other ProFX series, I think I've reviewed it on my channel before, but in the non-plus version, this is just like a numerical display. You just select the effect that you want, and that's pretty much it. Now we've got this little screen, and you know what? Let me zoom the camera in just a touch, and you guys can see that a little more up close here. All right, so we've got right here the name of the effect at the top, and then we can adjust decay, size, and the high cut right here. Now, each effect, I believe, is going to have different parameters that you can adjust. Yeah, so kind of backing it up here, we've got hall reverb. Let's just talk about all these. Room reverb, plate reverb, chorus 1, chorus 2, a flanger, a delay plus reverb combo, a delay plus chorus combo, and then you've got straight delay, echo, and slapback. So let's just kind of walk through these. We'll start with the delay. I'm going to put this on my vocal mic. Check, 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 1, 2. And if you want to adjust any of these parameters, you just click the encoder knob, and now you can move. There you go. And now you can move to the different parameters. Now, you notice that it wasn't until I clicked. Let's get off of that. There we go. You notice that it wasn't until I clicked that it engaged the effect. So even though I'm cycling through other ones, you have to click to actually select the effect. So I'm going to bring it back up, and we'll keep going through these different effects. Again, clicking this takes you down into the individual parameters right here. Clicking it again takes you out. You can cycle over to the next one, click, adjust, right? And then go over. Now, if we go down to here to presets, you can save presets that you like and recall them, okay? So I don't have anything in there. You've also got EQ right here where you can adjust low-pass filter, high-pass filter, frequency, width, gain, stuff like that. You can do some EQing as well. So let me back out. Hold on. How do we get... Oh, yeah, back button. Gotta remember here. A lot of things, a lot of buttons on here. All right, so back again. That takes us to our effect. So delay, let me bring that back up in. Check. We'll cycle over. Now this is the echo. Again, lots of parameters. Slapback. Ooh, I like that. Back it up. Hall reverb. All right, so this is what I had it on before. Back it up. We got room reverb. Check. We've got plate reverb. Hello. We've got chorus 1. Hello. We've got chorus 2. Check 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. The flanger. Hello. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. And then back it up. Let's see here. We've got the delay plus the reverb. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Delay plus chorus. Reverb plus chorus. And now we're just back to plain delay. All right, I'm going to turn that back down. So that is the little screen right there. You also have this little section right here where you can adjust your recording. So if you click this, you can cycle through the different recording modes. It has 3. Standard is going to be everything going out of the master, including the effects. So if you've got effects enabled, this is going to send all of it to the computer for recording. If you click it again, we've got loopback. This allows you to not only play the audio from the mixer, but going into the inputs up here, but also the audio coming back from the computer. And then if you click it one more time, interface, this is just the raw, unedited inputs going to your computer. So this is basically just serving as a DI or what's the word I'm looking for a recording interface, right? So it doesn't add any of the effects. It's just the raw natural audio going to the computer. Excuse me. All right, and so that is the recording section. You've got the effects, you've got the recording, and that really wraps up all of the different buttons and knobs on this mixer. So there you have it. That is the Mackie ProFX6v3 and ProFX12v3. These are phenomenal analog mixers that are enhanced with digital effects and a host of features that are super useful in today's world. You've got the Bluetooth streaming, you've got the USB connectivity, you've got multiple recording modes, and of course, just really good, clean sound and rugged design. Mackie always knocks their mixers out of the park. The one I've had for 5+ years is going strong after a ton of gigs, and I anticipate these will be going for years to come. So if you want to read more about these, I'll include links down in the description. You can go check them out, buy through there if you want to help support the channel. If not, I just appreciate you watching, subscribing, ringing that notification bell, liking the video, and leaving a comment about what you enjoyed of this video or about this mixer in particular. That's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.